Y'all, I'm not going to be emotional about it, because that would just be ludicrous. The place that I just was transported back to, biting into that, is a really beautiful place. So, food is amazing. Today, I'm going to make something that my mom used to make us when we were children. And I've been craving this for months, if not a year. And I could not find the recipe anywhere. And I finally went through like a really old email that my mother had sent me and found the recipe. It was called Aunt Jane's Biscuit Pizza. Nope, just Aunt Jane's Pizza. That's what I'm going to be making today. And it's very simple. These are literally all the ingredients that you need. You need ideally one small packet of Biscuit. I couldn't find them here, so or I just overlooked them. You need a pound of ground chuck. You'll need a half a bag of chopped green bell peppers, a half a bag of chopped onions, pizza sauce. I'm going to spray my pan. I'm not sure if that's in the recipe or not, but I'm going to, because the last thing I want is for pizza dough to stick to the pan. Black olives and cheddar cheese. It's just that simple. So the first step is to brown the ground beef on the stove. And once it's browned, we're going to drain the fat off, and then we're going to add in the bell peppers and the onions. So I'm going to go back here and get the beef to browning. And while that's browning, I'm also going to shred our cheddar cheese. Now, if you're not shredding your cheddar cheese with a salad shooter, I don't know what you're doing. So we're going to get this beef to browning, and then once that's browned, we're going to drain the fat off. I'm just going to break that meat up. I have it on like medium. I've got my stove on medium. Let that do its thing for a minute. I'm going to cut my block of cheese into some wedges, smaller pieces that'll fit down in my salad shooter. Also, you're going to preheat your oven to 350. Mine's at 375 because my oven's about 25 degrees off. So it would be 350. I love the way that beef browning smells. And when we add in those onions, oh, it's one of my favorite smells. I think what I love about this pizza is that it's not your traditional mozzarella with pepperoni. It's like the beef and the green onions and the olives and the cheddar cheese, just like it's a whole, I don't know, it's completely different. Obviously, a biscuit crust is going to be different. Just, I crave it. I like to shred my cheese on wax paper because then I can just like dump it in whatever I'm gonna use it in, or sprinkle it on this. And then I can just throw the wax paper away. All right, we've got our cheese done. And see how easy it is to just move that right on over here. Bring these back here. The worst part of this is going to be draining the fat off, because it's just not easy to do without getting meat crumbles all over the place. I have high hopes for myself, so we'll see. Here we go. Okay, good job. There's no way I'm going to let y'all see me drain this fat off of this. Not one single solitary chance. That looks good. I'm going to leave the burner on though, because we're going to put it right back on the burner so that we can add in the onions and the green peppers. Wait, am I a genius? I am. I'm a genius. Ta-da! Magically, all the fat's gone. Okay, so we're going to put this back on the burner. And we're going to use half a bag of green bell peppers, chopped. You could use fresh if that was your preference. I'll tell you why I don't. One, convenience. Two, I have found Do you like that I'm talking to you with my back turned? I have found that frozen onions have a much more mild flavor than the kind of like pre-chopped onions that you can get at the grocery store in your produce section. To me, those onions always have a little bit too strong of an onion taste for me. So that's why I prefer the frozen ones. And again, convenience. If you wanted to chop your own of all these things, of course you could do that. So we're going to cook this. I have to check the recipe actually. Saute in ground chuck for 5 minutes. Okay. Then we'll do that for 5 minutes. We're just going to saute this just to get these soft and unfrozen. I also am starting to doubt the size of this pan. Is it too big? You know, I think I'm going to go down a size. This is a half sheet pan. I think I'm going to go down a size. Yep. I'm going to go ahead and spray this since I've got a minute. I don't even know if you're supposed to do that. I really don't. But I did. Let's give these a little move around. Oops. Oops. Every time I say oops, Indy thinks that I have dropped something on the floor for her to eat. Alas, I have not. Okay. I'm going to talk to the camera here soon, I promise. The next thing we're going to do is mix up our Biscuit mix exactly as it says on the packet, which is just a small packet of Biscuit mix, or if you're like me and don't have it, it's 7.5 ounces is how much is in one of those. So we're just going to get, and I have a whole nother one of these if I need more, which I probably will, but we'll see. Yep, I'm just short. Let's give this another little saute stir. Smells so good. So good. I'll let that, I'm going to give it until I get through with the Biscuit situation. Look, what we're doing in the kitchen is what you would do at home. I'm not trying to curate something that's like everything's right here all the time. What I'm doing is, this is my home and I want you to come into my kitchen and see the way that things would go if you were here with me. All the ingredients aren't perfectly measured out and ready to use, and it's just not real life. Oops. Lovely. The scale went off. So I need, hold on. I love a food scale until it starts being dumb. Okay, so 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I need roughly 17. Perfect. There we go. Maths. I'm terrible at math, but we just did that. So, okay. Oh, did you say, hey, well, you forgot about this? Because yeah, I did. But we're fine. No harm, no foul. I turned it off. We're going to let it sit here for a second, and then we're going to use it. Okay. Moving it off the warm burner onto a cold one. Put half a cup of water into our biscuit mix and mix it up. I have to tell y'all, so I was thinking about this recipe and how Mom called it Aunt Jane's pizza. Well, I'm from Mississippi, born and raised. I moved away from Mississippi for 14 years, but I'm back now. And we say, okay, when I refer to, like if I say I have an aunt, But when I call her by name, I call her Aunt. So I would say Aunt Jane. Or I had, I have other aunts, obviously. So anyway, but I couldn't say Aunt Jane's pizza. I mean, I guess I could, but y'all don't know me like that yet. You'd be like, I've gotten comments on other videos of people telling me how I need to say stuff. Caramel being the one that people get on me the most. And I'm like, you're trying to correct my dialect? Because I'm from a certain region and we say things a certain way. Okay, so Aunt Jane. I also had a great aunt who we called Aunt Beatrice. And I was, not kidding you, a grown adult before I knew that her name in real life would be Beatrice. Beatrice is what we called her. And I'm not mad about it. Okay, so we're going to take our dough and we're going to put it in the pan and we're going to smush it out. I feel like this pan is still too big. What's even happening? Wonder what size it says on the thing. Hold on. We may have to change again. Wouldn't that be a hoot? Press the mixture into a sprayed cookie sheet. No, this is a cookie sheet. Oh, it said sprayed. Look, I did it. I'm glad. This is going to be so thin. Okay. I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced. This is where I'm not convinced. Hold on. 1 package of biscuit mix. Mix according to directions. That's what I did. I have a smaller pan, but I feel like it would be just itty bitty. And this is just not enough. Should I double it? I know what you're thinking. I know you're thinking, well, you have the mix and you've got the water, so why wouldn't you just mix it? Do 2. And to that I say, why wouldn't we just do 2? Let's do it. I've got it, right? Yep. Okay, hang on. Let me cover half of this. And why is it so sticky? We're just going to do that one more time with the half a cup of water and the 7.5 ounces of, and I don't want any comments about what I did wrong. None. Because I don't think I did anything wrong. I think I just want more dough than maybe we had as children. Water. Food scale. All right, we're just going to mix this again. Yeah, I've always had interesting names of aunts. So my best friend, she has an Aunt Cheryl who we called Cheryl, Aunt Cheryl. I have an Aunt Doris who we call Aunt Darce. And again, I am not even remotely ashamed or apologetic about any of that because that's just the way we say things. That's just the beauty of the South. All right. That feels like, look how easy it was to make more. So, moral of the story is if you need to make more, make more. But yeah, okay, 2 packages of Bisquick mix and or 15 ounces of Bisquick mix and a cup of water. That's the new official recipe from yours truly. Now, I'm aware that this is also biscuit mix and it's going to rise. So maybe that was the point, but I feel like if we had only done one of those, it would have been thin as a sheet of paper. And I'm kind of interested in biting into something that's like pillowy and fluffier. Yeah. So you're also going to want to move the dough up the side to create like a lip on your dough so that you get like a little crusty crust. We're almost done with the crust. All right, we've covered up our holes. We've hopefully got enough of a little bit of a lip on here. Y'all, if this comes out of the oven and it's like so high, that's going to be hilarious. I can't wait to see how this comes out. Because there do be some thicker spots up in here. Okay. Okay. Cool. Who knew that would be the hardest part? All right. So the next thing we're going to do is a half a jar or more of pizza sauce. I have a feeling it's going to be the or more. My hands is wet. That's what I use when I can't get something open. A rubber glove. I use Rayo's because I'm bougie like that. Yeah, this is going to take more than half. But you can buy just like generic brand or whatever. That's the beauty of this. I'll tell you, you could probably make your own biscuit crust if you want it to be really extra. I'm not going to be doing it, but I would love to see it if you did. Y'all ever notice how quickly pizza sauce molds in the refrigerator? Especially like a fresher one like this. I missed it the other day because I went to pull some out to eat it and it was fuzzy on the top. And I'm not going to eat a fuzzy. I'm not going to lie, I have picked around it before, but that day wasn't the day that I was going to do it. And I think it was like too fuzzy. It wasn't like over to one side, it was like all on the top. We've put all the sauce that we want on. Next thing is to put this mixture on there. Let's see how gracefully I can do this. My gosh, I'm starting, the way this looks right now, it's bringing back all the memories. Nostalgia, my favorite feeling in the world. I suppose you could just use any toppings that you want to. That's the thing about a pizza. You can't really go wrong. Did I think that this was all going to fit on here? I did not. Was I wrong? Yes. And I'm not mad about it. I'm also really hungry right now. So now we're going to put black olives. I actually already have a few here that need to be used, so I'm going to start with those. And then we'll pop the top on the other one. I love black olives on pizza. Traditional pizza, I usually opt for a black olive and a cheese. Well, hello. Open. Okay. That would taste delicious on there. Maybe a little tough to chew through, but okay. I think I feel good about that. Guess there doesn't have to be an olive in every bite. The rest I'll use for another day. And last, but certainly not least, the cheese. I did medium cheddar just because I didn't want to do like just mild and I didn't want sharp either. So that's the beauty of there being a medium option. And I'm going to use every bit of this. I feel like all of the ratios for everything were right except for the dough. But that's a TBD considering the fact that we haven't seen what it does once it cooks. Oh my gosh, it's seriously going to laugh so hard if it comes out and it's like, rise, he has risen. Okay, so now it goes in the oven for 20 minutes. And I will see you once that process is done. Put her in there. I guess it's a her. Okay, see you in 20 minutes. It's been 20 minutes. The recipe says to do it until the crust is brown, so 20 minutes. Oh, it's everything I remember. Oh, I've got to have more than one hand. It's very heavy, as one can imagine. It is large. Look at that. Would you? Just look at that. It's a thing of beauty. It's exactly how I remember it. I'm salivating. Unbelievable. It's exactly what I remember. It did pillow up in certain spots, just like I said it would. Look at that. The height right there is um, rather large, but we could not have done it with just the one. We could have. I don't know. I don't want to. I don't care if we could or we couldn't. I didn't want to. Look at it. Now, if I cut it right now and bit into it, I would burn every taste bud off my tongue. So I'm going to let it sit here for just a few minutes and then we'll cut into it. I can't wait. Yay. Yay, yay, yeah. Okay. It's time to cut. Okay, so what I'm going to do is eat the whole thing right now. Just kidding. I'm actually going to cut it up and freeze it and eat it throughout the week, like reheat it. So I guess the best thing to do is to start, cutting it into squares reminds me of childhood pizza at school, which is always a fun feeling. Okay, so I probably am going to make, I'm way too excited about this. Oh, it's perfect. Okay, it makes 8 perfect pieces. And it's like really soft, obviously, because it's biscuit. Okay. I'll eat this piece today since it's the one that puffed up the most. Oh, it's so soft and pillowy. Y'all, I hope that y'all try to make this and that it's as delicious as I'm making it out to be. Ooh, you love a string cheese. Okay. Taste test. I'm serious, you probably could have just used the amount of dough that my mother told me to use, but we are nothing but a rebel. Oh my God. Y'all, I'm not going to be emotional about it, because that would just be ludicrous. But the place that I just was transported back to, biting into that, is a really beautiful place. So, anyway, food is amazing. And I love being in the kitchen, and it brings me so much joy. And I'm so thankful that y'all are here with me for this. And I just hope that we can have fun. This isn't a how to, this is a how I. So I want to make sure that that's clear, that I may not be using the best practices, and you may say, I wouldn't have done it that way. And I respect that so much. But this is how I do it. And again, we're going to fumble along the way, but we're going to do it together. So thank you for being here, and we'll see you next time. Bye.